map win.
And the magic might happen as we get Twisted Meadows. Happy not banning that anymore. And we move on to map number 1. Quberte, you're with me here. Wonderful. Happy abandoned the Fred Perry Nation, everybody. 2nd day in a row. Yesterday he was able to take that map, but we'll see.
Can also see he's shaved his head quite a bit as well. His hair's looking a bit short compared to last time I saw him. Alright. Here we go, guys. Happy and Fly, a matchup I haven't seen for quite a while myself. Very excited to see how it's going to pan out today. We've got Fly going with a unique opener, the Fast Shop Fast Grunt build, which is one that I quite like myself a lot. Allows you to save some time at the beginning of the game. You can pick up your items straight away, selling the TP, and move on to be either really aggressive with the Grunt and Blade, or to just creep up and not have to return back home. Pretty snazzy build order indeed. And Happy, of course, going for the standard DK Ghoul creep right here.
Yeah, so this is the first difference in the build that Soin played versus what Fly is playing. No Blade Master Headhunters. This looked really, really good. Against ghouls in general, I wonder if they are in high quantity and especially late game. How do you stop them if you don't have Chain Lightning AoE? Yeah, Stomp is there, but where's the damage really? Not coming from Grunts, not coming from Raiders, but... Happy, he has a Nerup up, but Fly is picking a play out of Soin's playbook and goes for the Acolytes right away.
Okay, this is an interesting approach by Fly. We'll see how much damage he actually manages to get done here in the end, because of course Happy did secure his own natural creep camp, getting himself very close to level 2. Unfortunately, the ring for him there, not the best result, but you know, as one could easily predict, no Acolyte's going to be lost here, most likely. Happy ready with the Nerubian pretty much straight away. Once the Blade made its way across and Dust being purchased as well. Happy seems to have all the counters ready for this cheeky little play by Fly.
Yeah, it's still a tech delay, is it not? Like, Fly is teching for a long time, of course, he has a fast tech build anyway, but 3 minutes 20, Happy was a bit busy with the ghouls there. Now teching, that is quite a lead in the tech department for Fly.
Yeah, it's a good 20 to 25 seconds later than usual for Happy for sure, so perhaps mission accomplished. We'll see if for Fly the faster Shadowhunter creeping will play a greater role in this game, perhaps due to that tech difference. But the question, of course, is the experience difference in the early game, and of course when Happy unlocks that level 2, you have to be so careful with those grunts.
There was almost a chance for a last hit here. Coil undershooting a little. Happy, not flawless so far, but maybe that was calculated with the skeleton. I wouldn't be surprised about that. Blade Master got a circlet, so at least a little bit of damage boost is there, but Happy thinks, okay, you got that. Like, there's no headhunters coming? Well, let me rip some grunt heads off.
Yeah, those grunts are quite easy to surround, honestly, once you've got a bunch of units, as you so often do. As the undead in the early game, I don't know how Fly is going to follow up here, though. It's kind of tricky for him with only 2 grunts on the field right now. This last hit desperately needs to go towards the side of the Blade, but the coil is always there to secure it, of course. Perhaps the level 2 turtle also going towards Happy. Man, Blade with 0 experience right now, trying to get the ghoul, not gonna quite manage that. Not the best of early games so far for Fly here. He's really needing that tech difference to help him this game for sure.
Well, you know, chat always tells me to look for silver linings, and the lost Blade Master count for Fly is a lot lower than in the games yesterday.
Had Fly already lost his blade by this point?
Oh yeah.
Yesterday.
yeah, you get some surrounds, you know, it happens here and there. Fly, a little bit of a technical issue here, maybe sound bug or something. Now we got it done and solved, and that's risky. Happy finds him right away.
Oh man, this was kind of not a well thought out plan here by Fly, but then again, the DK of Happy did get stuck a little bit. Ooh, those elementals are quite angry, but don't deal too much damage to heroes, of course, so the blade does get out of there fairly easily. The salve being applied to him straight away. Happy, I think he can be content to just head back on over to his side of the map, get some more creeps, get some more experience. And wait a second, it's double Beastry Torrent Chieftain Neo.
Ooh, okay, that's interesting.
That is interesting.
Like, what is it? Like, Wyvern usually paired with a Shadowhunter, Raider, Shockwave, Lame on Tidehunters?
I feel like it has to be, because what other approach can you really go for here? I wouldn't say it's the best map in the world to do it on. Perhaps Fly feels like he doesn't want to try and play straight up in the first game here, which would be tricky for him to do given how little progress he made on the Blade Master. In fact, practically zero up until the Torn Chieftain came out here. So yeah, yep, there's Ensnare being researched right this second actually, so it is going to be Raiders, and I would imagine Shockwave as well. Critically for Fly, he really needs to get towers up though and expansion set down at some point for sure, otherwise he's just going to get rolled over by the tier 3 push.
Yeah, pretty low on lumber at the moment due to all the buildings and upgrades. But okay, certainly something that Happy didn't expect. We didn't expect it. Usually Fly went for... If he wanted to lame, it was oftentimes Wyvern, not the case here. But yeah, DK level 3, very, very tanky, so Hero Focus probably not the weapon of choice. Lich is coming out. And Fly still needs to level. But with that lame game, how?
Yeah, I feel also with this sort of strategy going against Happy in particular, who always plays ghouls. Ghouls are really strong against this sort of strategy. I feel like when Fiends were more common, this strategy was so much better going Raider lame. You know, you could pick off Fiends more easily with grunts, get them surrounded with the ensnare. Ghouls though, they're just so fast and can easily tear apart Raiders, so it will be difficult for Fly to get up a second base here, I think, especially with ghouls. They can be used as throwaway scouts as well. So lots of options on the table for Happy here. Fly, I mean, he's lost 2 units already. The Grunt and Raider going down to Coronova. A slow expansion, of course, coming up now as well for him. It's going to be a long road for Fly.
Oh yeah, he was a little lucky there. The scout skeleton was about to do the last hit. Then the peon saved himself into the gold mine. Then the skeleton expired, but he called the brothers.
The skeletons.
That's enough, isn't it?
Oh my god, it's going to be close actually with 4 skeletons here. Oh, the DPS is so bad on Fly's side. We've only got 2 grunts. Okay, the Wind Rider joining though. Oh my god, is Happy gonna get this cancel? Oh my god, the cancel so early on, Neo. He's trying to save the peon into a burrow, which of course will survive, but more lost resources and needing to cancel the burrow as well. Ooh, Fly sharking around though. Oh, the Blade Master can't win.
Alright, here's the Nova. Cameraman, move! Show us! Okay, the HP is alright, is alright. But no progress in the hero department for Fly, and he kinda needs that. Blade Master might die or not. The cameraman is not interested in that at all. All about the ogre, the null. And Fly got that, I think.
He did get it. That was risky, as Fly often plays like. This was, if the Blade Master got trapped inside for even a second, I think 1 round of auto attacks would have pretty much just taken him down straight away. Risky biz from Fly, as per usual, who is attempting to re-establish the expansion, transitioning back into Wind Riders, interestingly enough, from Raiders, which I think is the right choice given the mass frenzy ghouls of Happy, of course, will be deadly against those Raiders.
Yeah, you can't be near them, really. They rip everything apart. Fly decided to go for Stomp for more fighting skill build, I guess. Blade Master is not level 3, has an Invo Potion, okay. Expo cancelled at 50% again, we don't even have to talk about this. And Happy making another adjustment compared to yesterday, goes Black Arrow first, not Silence, even though it's close to level 2 Stomp. Just killing a lot of units and get these Skellies up, who were kind of the carries in the first expansion attack. Will be helpful. Blade Master finally level 3, but Fly, you need all the crits in the world.
Yeah, Fly actually holding off in his skill point right now. Oh, just selected Windwalk level 2, so there won't be any particularly strong crits in the next upcoming fight, which I think is a bit of a mistake here. I feel like Fly should be aware that there is a big push coming towards his side of the map right now, and Happy looks poised to strike. Finding the Robe of the Magi as well on the Lich. That Lich is an absolute beast right now.
And worry a little about Fly's base. There's no fortify, not even in research. There's no watchtower out. There's no expansion. Happy still pulls back, which is interesting to me, and switches into Gargs.
Yeah, I like the Garg approach. You can even add a second crypt later on to the game if you're able to just stay 50 foot as the undead and just creep up. Because Gargs actually have a deceptively long build time, so sometimes you need 2 crypts in order to get a few out. Yeah, Fly, man. What can he really do in this position? He wasn't able to establish the expansion. This timing has to kind of work out right now. 5 Wind Riders in the air, looking pretty strong. Level 2 Stomp online. Wow, last second call to save that clue there. It's going to be a bit of a chaotic fight here near the TC is aiming to get in there. Oh, Mass Destroyer Morph coming in as well. There's no Stomp. Sorry, no silence to get that stomp, which hits massively. Now we've got the destroyers in the air as well, but they die really quickly against the focus fire of the Wind Riders, but so of course do the Wind Riders against the magic damage of the undead right now. They're falling so quickly right now, Neo.
Bloodbath, all the flies fall out of the air, and Fly can't really keep this up anymore. Simple yet effective victory for Happy. Couple of grunts fall now as well. The ground has been cleared. The air is dominated by destroyers, and for Fly there's just barely anything left. This was almost as one-sided as it gets. No huge mistakes by Fly, but also no big plays. And against the Emperor, you absolutely need these big plays. Avada Kedavra, TC Falls, no Expo up, GG, Happy 1-0. And with that, winning Group A and advancing to the playoffs.
Alright, no funny business, no nonsense necessary here. Fly trying with something not too unusual, but it seems very figured out by now. The Tier 2 expansion with TC second. There was a time when this was really successful, thinking back to WGL Winter 2020 or whatever it was, where Lin was able to beat Happy. Back then, that was a strategy to do it with, but back then the Frenzy Ghoul play wasn't so popular yet. Yeah, I think it's just so easy to scout for nowadays, and you know, the expansion is your win condition. If it doesn't work out, the game is just instantly over. If the expansion gets cancelled, if it doesn't come up, you have lost right away, which doesn't really boost my belief in Fly's confidence, because this is, I feel like, by nature a cheesy play. You have to hope that Happy doesn't get the cancel, otherwise you've instantly lost.
Yeah, and all it took was 4 spooky boys to walk across and cancel the expo the first time round. That's kind of an instant feels bad man right there, getting it cancelled by just some skeletons. And I feel sort of like, because the expo takes so long for Orc to come up, if it gets cancelled once, it's just going to get cancelled repeatedly. You have no hope to win without the expansion either, of course, as well, as you said. So strange map to try this strategy on, honestly. I feel like maybe the Blade Headhunters would have been the approach, or just normal Blade Tri-Hero play.
Well, the next map, gentlemen, is going to be a lot different. It's Twisted, a very, very big map, and Happy didn't feel too confident here and too comfortable in the matchup versus Soen. I think he just won that map because Soen was gifting him like 6 to 7 headhunters. That can't be allowed. So let's see how Fly plays this. Maybe it is the return of the Mass Wyvern. Match points for Happy, and Fly fighting for a better spot for the Ascension phase.
Twisted Meadows, Orc versus Undead. I'm not sure about you, Neo, but I've played a lot of games against Raider Lamers on this map as an Undead player. Definitely sparks some bad memories, for sure.
Yeah, but you can always creep a lot, and then you get level 3 Coil Nova, and that is not a bad experience at all.
Coil Nova game over, as people say.
Exactly.
Okay, Fly. Looking poised to take the Rock Golem first here, of course. This is, I think, maybe the first spot that we used to see this creep route be popularized on, was really the top left spawn. Is one of the easiest to drag the Golem towards the barracks and trap it in. No Tome of Experience, of course, is what used to be the past. I remember Blade players getting Tome of XP plus Boots of Quel'Thalas, and you're level 2 already. It's just insane. Now, of course, we have a bit more of a balanced game, don't we, Neo?
Absolutely. Almost as balanced as it gets, despite what Twitch says. We got the statistics by Don Dolara, and they prove us right. But Happy found a great solution to at least delay this. This Acolyte causes so much trouble, and if you're not playing around this Acolyte perfectly, this entire first creep spot is down the drain, and you are slowed down. But so far, looks like Fly does it well. It's still a 15-second delay, maybe? Close.
Okay, let's see how this works out now. Because you can't attack the creep, you can only walk towards it. Okay, it's sort of working out. The Golem is leading, which is the important part. The Rock Golem has to go first, and Fly is going to trap it successfully. Nicely done by him. But the Acolyte still did its job. This creep is quite delayed. Happy, of course, is already chewing through the first camp quite efficiently there. Oh, the creeps are getting involved a bit more than usual, though. You can see Fly trying to adjust the position slightly, moving the grunt a bit back so the creeps try and get off his back. Doesn't quite work out too well, but Rune Bracers, not an early game item, but an insane late game item for sure against Undead.
And he keeps that. The early game buff, not enough. The fast attack, not worth it. Or he got the tech already. Happy on the other side. Creeping as fast as possible, I would say. Level 2 already achieved. With ghouls, of course, you can basically throw them away or rotate them. Like an ice hockey team, this bunch of ghouls. And I hope we get some creepcraft and some late game action.
All the substitutes on the bench waiting their turn, and then they get sent immediately back to work despite being on the brink of death. That sounds like a very
so
undead
mean,
thing
right?
to do, doesn't it? It's so mean.
Yeah, I wouldn't want Happy as my boss.
He is the emperor for a reason. You do, whatever your emperor says.
Gotta follow the orders.
Precisely. But yeah, ghoul creeping on Twisted has become quite nice indeed. The camps are a bit easier, so it's a little bit faster just to vacuum up those nice item spots. We see Happy already with 4 items at his disposal. He must have bought one of the circlets at the shop, of course. Fly, on the other hand, of course, bought his own circlet. Does have the mantle as well. Pulling out Happy's Rockle. This is an interesting play. The Berserker, of course, as well for the Merc is incredibly strong and really helps to take down those creep camps quickly.
Yeah,
it's a pretty huge steal for Fly.
Exactly, and we saw Happy looking for the green spots. I can't find him. Only now,
oh, what a scout though.
3rd to 4th scout that works. Now it's been revealed. Scroll of the Beast, another item right there, Ring of Superiority. And it's only coil level 1, so these units should be safe, especially with the speed scroll. Fly, that was the first big accomplishment in the series.
True that. Very nice steal. Of course, unfortunate item. Happy here. I'm not sure if he gets level 3 from this green spot. No, he does not. Close though. That would have been pretty sick if he did, because there would be a very realistic chance of killing this Troll Berserker, which of course would be quite a big loss for the Orc here. Oh, he is going to commit for it anyway. Oh, some of the creeps are actually attacking the Berserker. Now it's a guaranteed kill for Happy. There we go. Securing the last hit there, his own level 3 as well. Costly for Fly, for sure. We can see at the top left how much gold he spent there exactly. Quite a bit. Happy here. He can be very happy with how the early game went.
I love that you're falling for this as well, despite being a native.
It's so difficult.
Despite being a native speaker, makes me feel a little better.
Oh, washed English speaker.
Exactly. Well, I mean, you're practicing your German, from what I can hear from some Discord calls. So forgetting some of them. Shadowhunter second this time.
Yeah. We've also got the quick tier 3 on Fly's side, so this is looking to be a standard late tri-hero game, which I think suits Twisted Meadows perfectly. As you said, we hope to see some Creepcraft. There are some insane items, of course, in Twisted Meadows, as we should all know by now. Staff of Silence, Neo. Is someone going to get it this game?
Please. Yeah, I'm favoring one over the other player, I gotta say. Because more Warcraft is always more good, you know that. Oh, second Hex! Look at this! Can you hope for some crits here? Happy has a town portal, the crit comes in a little too late. Forces the TP and secures the null. But on the cost of a lot of mana, of course. But still, not too shabby.
Yeah, that was pretty crucial actually. Nice Hex timing there. I thought Happy was still going to get the no Overseer, but he really didn't want to have to commit the TP to get the last hit, but ended up not getting the last hit and using the TP. So maybe a bit of a miscalculation there. Nice job by Fly, of course, to realize as well.
Nice job by our community as well. 10 euros by Guti, thank you. Good content per usual. That's what's Imba. And 22 months by Timo Try TV. 22 months streaming the dream. Love the passion, love the game. Go B2W inside. Coming in with a sub as well. Much love, everybody. Fly continues creeping. Needs a lot of healing and Happy. Oh, he's looking for a fight.
Yeah, this is interesting timing here because, of course, the Undead typically doesn't fight around this timing, but he knows that he can get the jump on the Shadowhunter Fly right now, who's looking very low. Speed scroll needs to be used straight away, I think, maybe on the run. It's going to go down here, but still, very nice by Happy to interrupt the creeping of the Shadow here. Still, of course, a full level down on his Lich, but that's not so important for Undead, as long as the Shadow doesn't get to level 3 too quickly. Nice coil as well there. Keeping that ghoul alive. Will he get the grunt? Another coil perhaps might have to be committed. No, yeah, there we go. Coil takes down the grunt as well. So overall for Fly, not a terrible exchange, but does have his progress impeded a bit on the Shadow.
So where are we at tech-wise? Both at tier 3, Happy going towards the middle, towards the Dark Ranger, TC in production as well. Not the necessary levels yet. Lich, for some reason, has 0 experience, wasn't in range of that grunt kill. And now, red spot time. Ooh, Fly needs a big one, but Happy has a very good idea. And we got 33 gifted subs by Big Mac Q8. You gifted a lot recently already, mate. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Love the name as well.
Fly isn't ready yet. And he can't go for the red. If he gives that up, that's Happy's. Makes a pit stop at the shop for some invo potions. There's one available even. Ah, got it now. Important.
He also sold another item, perhaps looking to try and steal the Warlord, but we're not going to see what happens there. I think Happy secured it. Yeah, for Fly here, he really needs to get level 3 Shadow Hunter as quickly as possible. The trouble is that when you don't get it super early, you have to split experience with the TC, and you might end up being in an awkward spot where the Undead pushes you, and you're very close to level 3 Shadow, but not quite, and the TC is still level 1 as well, so you kind of don't hit the power spike either way. It can be kind of tricky to deal with, but Happy here going to be delaying some sort of push by a little bit here, getting the mercenary camp on Fly's side of the map, hoping to get level 2 Lich, of course, which is desperately needed. Bear in mind though, the DK did lose his TP, so any sort of engagement here could be fatal for Happy if it goes sour.
Exactly, and the Lich is not on the highest levels either. Blade Master will get a second claw, so the damage is good. Happy has the reveal that Golem... Oh, thank the Lord for the rune bracers. Well calculated, but it's still the rock golem going towards Happy. And of course, what else would he get but the big mana potion?
Unbelievable, honestly. This is a classic Happy item luck right now. Oh, I thought the blade would still be revealed for a second there, but not quite, thankfully. Alright.
Oh, the
This is really awkward, this position for Fly here, but does manage to just eke past all those ghouls. I guess there's not too many actually, only 7 on the field for Happy. It doesn't feel like a lot. This 50-foot army right now wouldn't even be able to morph these destroyers, statues into destroyers, so I think clearly Happy is just going to continue the creeping game. He's preparing a 3rd statue and a 2nd crypt, so it really looks, and a 2nd attack upgrade for ghouls as well, so he's really just gearing up for a late game engagement after hoovering up the map.
Yeah, this
is quite strong with his levels right now.
2nd crypt, as you say, lots of ghouls. It's what 1-0 introduced against Lin, and it looked unbeatable, honestly. Someone had a good time against it with headhunters, but headhunters are definitely lacking. For Fly, the scout is there before the peon even arrives. Wonderfully done, and Happy with the spell shield against the hex. Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, it's a pretty good item. I wouldn't say amazing. But of course, if you do get hexed at a crucial timing, nothing will happen, so that is pretty nice. Fly going to take his own red spot as well. Very curious to see what drops here. This is very important, of course, in Twisted Metals, these items right now. What's it going to be? Oh, man, that's just devastating.
Orb of Darkness is laughable. The weakest drop for sure. Town Portal. Yeah. Lots of damage. Blade Master is well equipped. Rest of the camp goes to Fly as well. Closing in on the level 2 Stomp. But Happy seems to be ready as well. 1 tower coming up. No Expo. You might be able to follow this up with a tiny Great Hall. The resources are there.
Especially once Fly sells that Orb of Darkness. There's going to be a lot of gold at his disposal.
Correct.
I just find Happy's confidence so impressive. He doesn't even have a TP. He is so confident that he would win an engagement 1 versus 1, or that his base isn't going to get lamed. It's just, that always just astounds me, you know, he knows exactly like what his opponent is going to do and how things will play out for the most part. It's just insane.
Know, if you win 45 out of 50 tournaments in Warcraft 3 and has a ladder win rate of like 98%, that boosts your confidence quite a bit.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure. But to be honest, this game, I mean, Fly has a very good chance. The levels are there. Level 3 Blade, level 3 Shadow, level 3 TC. This is the trifecta for Orc. TC's got ring +5, which is really nice. Blade is stacked and very defensive as well. It's just the Shadow Hunter. If that hero is ever out of position and gets Coil Nova silenced, a fight can be over in seconds against Happy.
Exactly. But reminder, Fly's weakness yesterday was early game. His big strength was late game, and we have officially arrived in the late game stages. So I have hope. We had Say So in chat, for example, praising Fly's fighting capabilities. Over the moon, and there's still more to creep, still more items, still more damage, still more mana, and tankiness on the TC as well. We get the flute in case of headhunters, that would be pretty good. Also for the wyvern, fantastic. And let's not forget about that, it's also a damage boost to the Blade Master when he attacks destroyers.
That is correct indeed, Neo. No, it's a definitely good item. We can see the first ranged attack upgrade coming in for Fly as well, so he will be focusing on those Berserkers and Wyvern. We can see both being queued up now as well. Fly finally breaking supply, having it saved up for a long time. Didn't sell the Orb of Darkness, interestingly enough, so you can see there's actually a bunch of skeletons that have accumulated here for Fly, which is quite funny to see.
Yeah, maybe against mass ghouls it's not that bad.
Yeah, I guess it's not going to be bad, but they do put out very low damage, to be fair. And of course they can't be consumed like with the Lich.
But
so
then they don't leave corpses? Okay, we don't have rods anyway.
Yeah.
Nah.
It's not super amazing. Oh, DK getting weirdly caught here for a second, and there's no TP, and actually there's no info potion, but that spell shield Neo
So good.
saving his ass right now.
And here we go. Fly, are you not ready yet? I guess the tiny Great Hall is not paid off yet. TP away, Grunt down. Are there any more kills? Crit only for 98. That's kind of laughable. One of the claws still on the Shadow Hunter. A little bit of a mistake. Happy cleans the spot, but he's on the opposite side of the map. Is that enough skeletons now and enough ghouls to push this tiny Great Hall? And Fly, are you ready for the defense?
That is the big question indeed. I do wonder how many of the Kodos actually got a Devour off. I saw at least one. Oh, actually we can see on the UI that there's 2 ghouls being consumed and how long it will take to digest them. That is amazing.
What? Where?
Look, on the bottom right above Happy's portrait, we can see how long it will take for the Kodo to finish killing the ghoul.
Jesus
That's the
Christ.
ghoul's HP. What an amazing UI, Neo. Maybe you should take some notes, Kappa.
Yeah, I know. I did a semi-good job. DK far forward though. We go into the Lich. Stomp is nice. Hex comes through.
Oh my god!
And Fly just kills the Lich. Big window of opportunity. Before the Orc here, another Stomp. Can you stop the ghouls though? That's the big question. Tower support is in. Only 1 Devour out of 3. DK, can he get the Lich back somehow? Doesn't look like it. DK, no, just taps out.
Oh my god.
And Happy is losing another map in the group stage. What an assassin Fly turned into at the beginning of the fight.
Dude, that's crazy. A 10-second fight and it's all done. The Lich just getting immediately bursted. That was insane. It was also really crucial that the Stomp landed on the DK as well, because then the Hex would go through and wouldn't be blocked by the spell shield. I think. I'm not sure, because I don't know how Stomp works with spell shield, to be quite honest with you. But in any case, the Hex went through, the Lich died to a crit, and there it is. Lich dead. Can't do anything about it. That's the game over. Wow. Fly in the late game here, just showing his value for sure.
Yeah, I think Twisted Meadows again proving to be a difficult map for the Undead to push quickly. Lich doesn't get level 2 too early, but the Shadowhunter especially was able to creep very nicely. And normally the Orc always seems to be in a good position to hold that first push. And I think Happy, he made either one of 2 mistakes or 2 mistakes. Like, first of all, I feel like the Twisted Meadows pick not being vetoed, a bit questionable maybe, but if you do not veto it and you can't win with a frenzy push right away, then you have to stay on the Orc's ass. You can't allow the TC to creep, you can't allow the Shadowhunter to creep, you have to be really in his face for a long time. Fly here was able to creep way too easily for way too long.
Damn, and we got 2 map losses for Happy in a group stage. Is he even a favorite for the tournament win anymore, our reigning champion of TP League?
Man, I'm just a little bit taken aback by that game there, honestly. I mean, nothing really changes, I suppose, if Fly wins the series here, right? Like, Happy's still number 1 in the group, or is he down to number 2?
Now, with this win, Happy is definitely number 1 in the group, but if Fly wins here now, he has a 4-4 map score, and then he has 1 win more than Soen, and Fly would be 2nd in the group.
No.
If he loses, though, he's 3rd in the group. Okay, so Lawlight confirmed 4th. So now it's between Fly and Soen, who gets the 2nd spot for the better seed in the Ascension phase. And we ascend into Game 3. It's Northern Isles to decide this series. Will Happy lose not only a map, but the entire best of 3?
I think Happy will have something to say about that for sure, Neo. Northern Isles. Bit different to Twisted Meadows. It's quite easy for Undead to execute a nice tier 3 timing here against the Orc player. As Remo said, Fly just had far too much space to continue creeping in the late game. That Orc tri-hero, the tiny hall set up with the shop and the watchtower. It's very difficult to assault that in the later game stages. And of course, you always have the chance to lose a hero very quickly against Orc. Same goes the other way, of course, but Happy there just didn't pull the trigger fast enough, and Fly did. Saw the opportunity and went for it.
Wonderful. That was absolutely gorgeous. Orc Warcraft at its peak. So what are we doing now? Circlet for the blade, and again the instant harass. Again without headhunters. Acolyte being sniped. This is first blood.
Well, at least the Acolyte didn't really delay everything too much, as it usually does. We saw how much value the Acolyte got on the first on Twisted Meadows there. The Rock Golem camp, of course, didn't do much to change the outcome of the match, but it's still nevertheless something you have to abuse as Undead these days. And yeah, the Blademaster here proving to be the hero choice throughout the entire series. It seems Farseer has just completely fallen off of the face of the earth at the pro scene, which is interesting to me. I still think it's quite good, but perhaps Orcs feel against Happy in 1-2-0 is just impossible to play.
Fly, gotta be careful here about that Farseer versus Happy. We probably have Remo chipping in on that, but first and foremost, arm was already up in the air. Fly, is that some hotkey issues maybe? That was wonky.
What is going on
what
so
is,
far?
yeah.
From Fly, he's basically burnt through his entire HP pool and mana pool. Happy just gonna get level 2, and now what do? Go back home and try and creep? DK is gonna be level 3 and straight back on your side of the map. This harass not working out for Fly in the early game here, a bit, as Carson would say, fumbly bumbly.
It is a picture perfect fumbly bumbly indeed. Something was very wrong in that early game, the first 2 minutes of the game. Hence the pause maybe. Yeah, Fly, you have to play some catch up.
Oh, DK illusion coming in here. Fly's like, oh my gosh, is the real DK? I need to start running it. Then he's like, oh wait, it's not.
Yeah. Even with 20 years of Warcraft experience, sometimes you're getting fooled, but Happy losing a ghoul to the creeps. Whoa. And a coil. What is happening?
But both players here, but I don't know, discombobulated. What's maybe,
wow, you want to make up that happy is happy thing of Twisted, right? With some fancy words that I don't know.
Look, I'm just here to drop in some big words sometimes and not offer much else.
Okay. Quite some knowledge and the looks, Quberte. Don't sell yourself short. But yeah, wacky early game.
Really wacky, but Happy did accomplish his goal of getting level 3 DK at least. So there is that. The tech speed is also quite even this game as well, which is very good for Undead, of course. Fly, how is he going to get through this mid game here? The Lich and DK combination is going to be on his Shadow Hunter in the mid game, preventing him from creeping. At least that's what I expect. There wouldn't even be a level 3 blade to cancel the slaughterhouse or to keep the undead off of him. It's going to be real tricky, being forced to take a pretty unusual camp at this time, the Scorpions, which does offer a couple quite decent items, and Happy just going to use that time to snipe away the Ogre Magi. Nicely done by him. Head of energy though, Neil.
I love the sidestep by Fly to go into the north. Evasion creeping versus Happy, always a good idea. Not even the Emperor can cover all spots on the map. And yeah, there was a coil invested, items invested for the Ogre Magi, and its experience on a hero where you don't really want him on at the moment. Of course, it's nice to steal XP away from Blademaster and Shadowhunter. Oh, that cancel is super nice though. That was 100 gold, just like that, with 3 hits.
Down the drain, unfortunately for Fly. That's the thing for Orc, it's expensive to keep your army healed up all the time. Oh, look, the skeleton as well, gonna get another cancel on the healing. Wow, just insane, like, heads up play by Happy here. I wonder if he's gonna send more skeletons in again to try and keep the grunts low. That would be pretty next level. But what's also insane is this has had a ripple effect. Fly can't hope to creep something big now with the Shadow Hunter. His progress is going to be really slow, and all this time attacking the DK is just wasted time. The Lich is now making his way over as well. Oh, speed scroll though, however, Neo. This could be a little bit dicey. Frost armor first as well though on the DK, ensuring that he will survive for sure. Front going down though.
Perfect damage calculation. Town portal gone, and then suboptimal build. I think if you're not forced into Frost Armor, you don't really pick it these days. It's a nice defensive mechanism, but no burst, of course, and you kind of want this Nova to help creeping, trying to steal nulls away, for example. But, oh, Happy. He's not in the mood to
He's
let
not
this
playing
go to the
anymore,
late
Neo.
game. Oh, almost called the Blade Master Illusion. Hex again. If he has a couple of crits, Happy's in trouble. Oh, Shadow Hunter getting nuked out of nowhere. Hex again. Weird. Shadow Hunter denied. The creeps get the last, but the Blade gets the DK. What an exchange. Level 3 hero versus level 1. But what now?
Wow, denying the ghoul there as well. Okay, that was insane. The creeps actually got the last hit of the Shadow Hunter as well, so no experience went towards the DK or Lich. And of course the DK going down. What an expensive Tavern rebuy. Happy only at 32 supply right now, pretty low indeed. Not able to buy the Tavern hero that he wants. Wow, I love how he just ran in there, bought the info, ran straight out. Wait, is he really going in? This guy is a madman, Neo. Did get too much for his troubles, but did deny even more experience, which actually is pretty big. But I mean, level 1 Shadow at this time is looking really grim for Orc though.
And this entire game is just a riot from when the heroes spawned to now. Absolute chaos. Growth the Magi for the Lich, level 1.5. And now we have to wait for the TC. Wyvern are in, 2 of them, to help the Shadow Hunter creeping. And yeah, it's a long road to the desired level 3.
I think we're seeing more Wind Riders coming as well. We have Envenom Spears being researched right now. Surely not for just one Wind Rider, right?
Yeah, he has 2.
But even 2 is not a lot, and Envenom Spears does cost 100 of each resource. It's not insanely expensive. Creepjack though coming in right now, and of course these Wind Riders can't really be dealt with right now by Happy, losing 2 goals in the process.
And 3.
4 might be going down. 3. Oh, Book of the Dead being popped as well, and you just run away from that.
Yeah, usually an item that Happy would sell, I think. But it's...
Or you use at the perfect moment.
Or use at the perfect moment to get us a round or 2. Greetings, Hitman. But 29 food is what's left for Happy.
I mean, having to rebuy a level 3 hero from the Tavern is 480 gold. That is 8 supply, Neo, in ghouls. That's exactly the cost of 4 ghouls. Yeah. So, he'd be 44 supply right now. So that's a pretty big difference. That would put him ahead of Fly currently, actually. Instead, Happy's trailing quite a bit. Dark Ranger once again here for Happy. The standard choice in this matchup. Black Arrow as well. Well, having to use Nova to secure the level 5 creep there as well. Happy blowing through all of his mana pretty much. The Shadow Hunter looking very healthy on the other hand. But there is no Torn Chieftain, and Fly's army is looking pretty small, just going all out hero focus again, maybe?
Looks like it. TC is coming in a sec, but oh, the creeps! Grab a Wyvern! Gets not even the ghoul. Very well done by Happy, who seems like he's exploding now in terms of fighting power. All of a sudden, Happy has the supply lead. Finally the TC is there, but the Shadow Hunter is still under level. Can throw some heal waves, draining some more mana. And Happy's micro is always... Oh, I was about to say exceptional, but the Dark Ranger wasn't in the group.
I was thinking the DR wasn't there. I was like, where is she? What's going on here? But really good ghoul micro though, saving both the ghouls that were being targeted straight back home. I guess Happy was very concentrated on that indeed. And of course securing the Wind Rider kill, pretty huge. Very unlucky for Fly there, getting his Wind Rider ensnared. The last thing you want to be webbed when there isn't any fiends on the field.
Yeah. Okay, can you recover from this? Is there any items to sell? Not really. Happy just all out aggression. There's no item at the bottom right, but there's a lot of experience. Lich is closing in on level 3. Also the DK close to Aura 2. Or maybe in this case even Death Pact, because this is Fly being very hero focus heavy.
Gosh, I can't remember the last time I saw Happy pick Death Pact, to be honest. I feel like he's so confident in that. DK control of his that he won't lose it, but perhaps it might be a consideration. He's actually holding off on the skill point, funnily enough. There's not level... Okay, no, level 2, or it was just skilled right now. So no death Neil.
Man, this would have been such a good call by me. Demi lets me down again. Unbelievable. We have still some red camps up for grabs. We also have the lab up for grabs and Fly. Do you really want to fight this?
Oh man.
I don't know, pal. Yep. The Wyvern being attacked immediately. Coil Nova against them. Focus Fire with Destroyers takes them out so quickly. But Blade Master's getting some kills. Oh, long range. That's Lich level 3. Things are going down the drain quickly. Reveal, nuke, Blade, Invul. How can you clean this up though? Can you?
Wow, the TC just getting absolutely decimated right now. The Windwalker, the Blade Master, is going to keep him alive for now. Oh, TC was not under 140 HP, but of course, Happy actually ran out of mana. In that engagement, wiped out 2 Wind Riders in quick succession, but look at the gold spent for Fly right now during that engagement. Happy not losing very much, and Fly on the other hand struggling to get up to 50 supply. I think he was just going to the red spot to creep it and wasn't expecting to find Happy at the Scorpion camp, which, you know, maybe lacking a little bit of game sense there. That was kind of obvious. Happy would be on the bottom right corner of the map as opposed to top left. Gets punished heavily, kind of forced to take a fight that he didn't want to, and was ill prepared for sure.
Fly feels a little lost. He's down a level on every hero. 4 against 3, 3 against 2, 2 against 1. And it's not getting any better, as Happy is probably going to claim the red spot and then prepare for the final push.
Yeah, Fly here at best will get 4-3-2, and Happy can get 4, like 4.5, nearly 4, and level 3 Dark Ranger. That's a scary set of hero levels. Of course, Northern Isles as well, if you have the expansion possibility, either the natural or red as well, which is something that Happy does employ from time to time. It can be good. What item we're going to see here? Hood of Cunning, going on the Dark Ranger, interestingly enough. It's kind of a toss-up of an item to give between either the Lich or the Dark Ranger, to be honest, as they both have stats that benefit the other. Level 2 Black Arrow though, that is going to be strong, especially with the buffed agility from that red camp item. And Fly finding the bongos, not so good for him.
No, he got that already. I mean, if his Kodos fall, he's still got a backup, but it's probably gonna be sold and invested into something better. Happy has a 10 supply lead. He's going for Shade for constant reveal, also building up a Garg army. And Fly, level 2 crit is definitely what he needs, but where to get that? There's nothing left on the entire map. He can't hope, he can maybe hope for a skeleton that crosses his path. But this is the big push. 4 destroyers, 60 food, well equipped, potions everywhere. Happy wants to end it and go back to ladder.
Lich is also looking insanely stacked. I think Happy bought 1 more Gloves of Haste. He definitely bought something at the marketplace. And now we have all these units blocking out the sky right now. 4 destroyers and a bunch of Gargs. This is impossible to deal with without Bat Riders. As Orc, you just can't get through that amount of air. Look at all the skeletons as well. What I love is Happy crept up and is going to try and use the skeletons he gained from creeping to push right now. And Fly, all he can do is cower in his base, hoping that the triple burrows right next to each other will output enough DPS to keep Happy at bay here. Level 4 Blade, wow, just narrowly getting that level up from the skeletons. Okay. That's fortunate.
But that's the Kodo number 1 gone. 4 supply wiped out. Fly trying to hold at 50 to squeeze out a little more gold there. Shop is coming back up, needs a mana potion, a little bit of clarity. But Happy's so dominant, man. Full map control. He could possibly even expand on the on the back of this battle. He doesn't have the necessary lumber for it. You can just hope and pray if you're Fly.
Pretty much. Good start to the fight though, picking off. Well, nearly picking up the Destroyer. Wow, the TC just getting absolutely obliterated in like 2 seconds. That was just outrageous damage there on the undead side. Which hero would be next? Probably the Shadow Hunter eventually as well. Okay, a little bit of an awkward spot though, trying to get past these Kodos, but they start to fall quickly when being focused. Nice heal wave there to keep it alive. No, but it secures the last hit on that Kodo. There's the Shadow Hunter focus, as I said. Oh my gosh, getting absolutely wiped out by Colin right now. The Blade is next on the menu. This is just an absolute feast for Happy right now. orc banquet for him to consume right now.
Emperor's revenge for the fight on Twisted Meadows. Happy enjoying this, one kill after the next. Like good old Caesar, giving the thumbs down to everything that's left alive. The shade reveals the blade and the blade hits the dust. One more bad rider. Did it justify the means? I don't know. Happy wins every single best of 3. He's bleeding, but he's dying and advances straight up to the playoffs.
First place finish for the Emperor. As we've seen many times before, the favorite does perform adequately to what was expected, to what was hoped for, and Happy is already, with that in the playoffs in the top 8. Wait, is that the way it works?
Yes.
Yeah, indeed it is. And that also gives us the result for the rest of the group. It is Lawlight in last place, and second place, quick maths, going to Soen.
Yeah.
With 4 map wins.
That is not something I expected at the beginning of the group stage, that Lawlight would be last and Soen second. I would have swapped them probably. That gives us the matches for the Ascension phase as well. It is Lawlight versus Fly, as Fly is third place, and Soen is waiting for the winner of that match in the second round of Ascension phase.
This little Ascension phase is really cool. I don't watch, a ton of tournaments. I can't really recall watching one with an Ascension phase before, to be honest. But a nice way to further narrow down the competition and ensure that the best players are getting